people, what's going on? So we're going to open up this Novarossi Bonito. It's an RCR modded. It's got about probably, I would say about a gallon and a half on it, maybe 2 gallons. We've run this one a lot. I'm probably say 2 gallons. We've run this one a lot. So it's been run only on Bones Brew. So let's pop it open and take a look. See what it looks like. So we're gonna do the whole thing all the way from the clutch. So you see the clutch that I use. That's my 4-shoe Max Life with the silver springs. So I'll show you all how I get my my clutch off and everything. Let me get my tools. Alright, so what I use is I use a pair of channel locks, but I wrap them in tape. You can also get soft jaws, but every time I've tried to use the soft jaws, the ones that I've had have like adapters you put on there, and the adapters are no good. So basically we'll use channel locks. I wrap them, just clamp onto that bad girl, and pretty much for everything like this, and for my glow plug removal, I use this I believe this is a low-C wrench. It's an 8mm. It's really good. It's got a great handle. So basically, just get it undone. And a lot of times you'll have, even though you break it loose, once you break it loose, it'll turn the piston. So at that point, what I do is make sure I'm down at bottom dead center. And what I use, knocking stuff down. What I use is a piece of 3/16 nylon rope. To me, this is better than a zip tie or anything else. Easy, anybody can get it. 3/16" nylon rope. It's not as abrasive. You can use a zip tie, but the zip tie can break off in there, and I would rather use this. I do use Loctite on my clutch nut, so that's how we do it. Easy cheesy, non-abrasive. Clutch off. Alright, so Novarossi has flathead screws. So what you want to do is get a good flathead driver. This is the Huddy driver specific for Novorossi's right here. Huddy, it's about 20 bucks. Let's just get the back plate off. And you can also use, another one that I use is this one. It's a little bit thinner. It's a small Craftsman flathead. It's another good one. In fact, it's a little easier on the back plate screws. Okay, so don't pull the back plate off yet. And then I'll probably also show y'all how I clean up my bells. So again, flat heads on the cooling head. Make sure you use a good driver, guys, because you do not want to strip. You do not want to strip the head bolt. Make sure you don't lose your shims either. Here's the head button. Looks really good. Looks real good. We'll look at it in depth here in just a second. Don't lose your shims. Novarossi generally is going to come with a copper shim and a steel shim. It's going to look like that when you pull it off. So don't think there's no shim. It's a silver shim, a steel one. All right. So same way on getting apart the sleeve, same thing. I'm just going to drop this down in there, just like so. And then we're going to take a where is it? Hang on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So basically we're going to take a screw. We're going to screw it in. And you can use a shorter one. This one's a little bit longer. Okay, so make sure your nylon rope is in there. And just pop it up. Then what I do from this point is get this tool. This is a great tool right here. I go ahead and get the tool in there because you're not going to be able to get the screw back out. So you want to just back it out using the tool. Alright, so after you do that, just use your tool and pull your sleeve up. Alright, now make sure your piston's at the top. Go ahead and pull your back plate off. Sometimes the back plate can be a little tricky. Alright guys, so be careful pulling your back plate off. You don't want to damage the skirt of the piston. So then basically just upside down. There you go. Piston's out. We'll take a look at that here in just a minute. Alright guys, give me a few minutes, we'll be back and we're gonna take a look at this thing with the Bones Brew. All right, guys, I'll be back. All right, guys, so let's take a look at these real quick. Let me see where y'all are. All right. All right. Stay still. All right, so let's take a look at this real quick. I haven't touched it, we just took it apart. Let's do it this way. Get y'all out of here. All right, let's take a look here. Looks good. I don't see any corrosion. Bones Brew is some good stuff. There may be a little right there. Maybe a little corrosion starting right there. Where it could be caster buildup. Yeah, might be a little corrosion starting right there. Everything else looks pretty good. Let's take a look at this sleeve. This is an RCR modded engine. Trying to get the light. Head button. Head button looks good. It's about 2 gallons. Back plate. A lot of oil on there. That's good. Same thing with the Red Max. The Red Max had a lot of oil. 2 gallons. I don't always run real rich. But I don't overlean either. Try to get the max performance out of this thing. Everything looks good. Let's take a look at the rod. A little bit of wear, but still looks really good. Not wallowed out too bad. Actually looks real good. Still a lot of meat in that bushing. It's not wallowed out really. Alright, let's take a look at the black. Plenty of oil in there. Yeah, looks good. No corrosion. Bones Brew is good fuel, man. In fact, even though the Red Max did well, little bit of corrosion on that crank when we took it apart. There's a tad of corrosion starting here with the bones as well, right there. And I actually have used after run in this engine. Haven't used any after run in the LRP 0.28 or the L5. We know the L5 crank had a little bit of corrosion as well. This one I have used after run, so I mean it's hard to eliminate all corrosion in these engines. Although we would like that, it's hard to eliminate it altogether, especially when you're a basher and you're running your stuff periodically and then putting it on the shelf. A little bit, yeah. So I did run after running this. There's less corrosion buildup on this crank than there was on the L5. So, you know, my overall comparison is that the Red Max is a great fuel to use as well, especially the cost and the customization of the blends. Just like Bones, you can pick and choose what blend you want, what oil package you want. And Bones is a little bit more restrictive, but they will as well customize your oil package. So, you know, all in all said, guys, I probably am going to go back to running Bones fuel. I believe it's good stuff, and I'm keeping an eye on this TNR fuel as well, but we won't try that until it becomes available to us to purchase online. I know now you can only get it locally there in California, you know, unless you have a connection and have it sent to you. So for me, I think Bones, for the cost, the bang for your buck, is definitely there with Bones Brew and Brent Bones' products. So I think my next fuel order will be from Brent, and we'll stick with that. Everything looks really good, but I am interested to pull apart that LRP. I should have done it before I put it all back in, but I want to run a little bit more. I still have a gallon and a half of the Red Max here, so I want to run that, and I have a gallon and a half of Bones still as well. So we'll finish up the Red Max, and then we'll go back to the Bones Brew is where I think I'm going with this. So all right, guys, Red Max is a good fuel. They will customize it. It is a synthetic castor blend, so a mix. I believe it's probably not a 50-50 mix, 100% 50-50 mix, as the Bones fuel is not 100% 50-50 mix. It's close, but not all the way, and I feel like this is probably about the same mixture as far as that goes. I did talk to Brent over a year ago about his process and what the fuel package was, and it just comes up shy of a 50-50, and I have not gotten the information of the actual percentage of synthetic castor mix on the Red Max. So all right, guys, I think that's about it. We're going to shut it down. I am working as well, trying to conjure up some business for our company. It's just hard, man, when people are sitting in their homes with no power and icy roads. They can't get out. No power, no water. We're all of San Antonio, up here where I live, everywhere, we're in a water boil. We have to boil our water before we use it. I'm fortunate. I had a couple of cases of bottled water, you know, for brushing your teeth and stuff like that. And the water still runs here. A lot of people around San Antonio don't even have water, running water. So we're happy about that. But some people don't even have heat, man. It's crazy. All right, people. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Remember, treat people the way you want to be treated. And we'll see you on the next video. Woogie out.